Hello and welcome back to Confused.
So are we.
We are confused.
Happy 2026. This is episode 5,
I
the
know.
first of the year. Welcome
back again.
listeners and viewers or people who are here for the first time. Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Yeah.
Basically, the podcast is for people who are confused, because we are confused, and we've generally got questions from our young people at
Answering
church.
their big questions, yeah.
Yeah,
We've
throw
got
'em
some
in.
good ones this week.
And we don't answer them, but we seek to just chat about how confused we are about it as well, and throw some thoughts around.
So I think our two
Yeah.
big questions are recent youth editions.
Which is good, and we need more. So yeah, if you are listening, if you are watching, you are really, really welcome to send us your questions or things we previously chatted about that you were like, oh, you should have mentioned this. Like, we'd love to hear from people.
Yeah,
Include us. You're included. Come join in
absolutely.
and stuff.
Should
Yeah,
we jump right in?
we can certainly jump right in. Sounds
Okay,
good.
question 1. What film/film universe would you live in forever and why?
That's a brilliant question. I think you should go first. Don't know why. Have you thought about it?
I have my first choice, not my second choice.
Yes.
My first choice would be Star Wars.
Right there. Right there. That was a
How
high
cool.
five for those who are listening. I was like,
How cool would it be to just be in a Star Wars, like going about in your space rocket or whatever?
yeah.
Yeah, that'd be epic.
In
And then
the
my
Millennium Falcon.
second choice would be Lord of the Rings.
Interesting. Kind of a world in danger, though, like on the cusp of destruction. That's quite a scary place to be as well.
I'd hang out in the Shire,
I think everyone wants to live in this.
chill out
Shire.
with my mates,
Yeah, drink,
maybe go on some mad quest or something.
drink ale from a tankard.
There we go.
And live in a hole in the ground. That's basically your
Absolutely.
dream. Yeah, that's good. No, there's some good answers. Certainly, New Zealand is a beautiful place where the Lord of the Rings was filmed, and it's a good place to be. Funnily enough, my first choice was Star Wars. Again,
I've taken that one. You got to choose
oh
something else now.
man! But it's like through the exploration of worlds, being able to travel
Yeah.
light speed, and like move quickly around the universe and see all these
I do see you becoming a
disparate
Yoda
worlds.
character, like a little
living
like,
in
hobgoblin in a
swamp.
cave,
Oh, yeah, thanks, buddy. What a compliment. Yes, Greg the
but
Hobgoblin.
somewhat very wise.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Yeah. Brilliant. I look forward to those days eating frog soup in my swamp on Dagobah. That's probably first answer. That'd be really exciting. I think I'd probably pick sometime after the defeat of the Empire, before the rise of the First Order. A bit of a time of peace would be good, because living in war is hell, I think.
When you get 100 years of peace, so I can have my lifetime. I'll pop my clogs.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the first answer. The other one I'd thought of was it'd be really interesting to get animated. Do you know how like the rules of physics don't necessarily apply in different like animated worlds
Yeah.
on film, and you can do certain things that you wouldn't do in real life? So I don't know, stuff like, oh, maybe that's more superpowers, but like The Incredibles came to mind. But then I suppose those
Yes.
characters have the superpowers. But like, I don't know. People can kind of jump higher, run faster, accidents don't happen, stuff doesn't get like dirty. I don't know, like, it'd be interesting to explore a slightly different reality. Maybe Mary Poppins would be interesting. You know, you could have a bag that could literally hold the universe, and you could jump into like chalk pavement art and end up in a different universe. That would be quite cool.
That would be very cool.
Yeah, although Victorian era is probably not the most exciting place to live, but for lots of reasons.
I'd take a dip into the Lego movie. I think, you know,
Everything is awesome.
Yeah, just a little one around.
Yeah, because you could like make everything. Hey, here's a question: did it ever rain in the Lego universe, in the film?
I can't remember
I
actually.
think it's Always Sunny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love that. If you were like a Lego-sized person and you could like build stuff. Also, when you fell over, you just like bounce off stuff. You'd be like
Yeah. And you could like
invulnerable.
climb off walls and things because it's like the bricks.
And then they end up going to that weird alternative world in the sky where they talk to like Morgan Freeman, who has like
Yeah.
Zeus character. It's pretty surreal as well. And there's like a candy floss line. You know what? Lego Movie's a great shout. I'd love to go to Lego Movie World. It's a
Yeah.
cool idea.
Okay, we're going to move more faith-based.
Yes, that's a good. It's a great question though.
What disciple would you go to dinner with?
That's a good question. I think
I'd say, like, firstly, all
Go
of
on,
them.
go on.
I would love to go to dinner with all of them.
You know
but
what?
say
I'll take any.
Specifically,
you
yeah.
were with Jesus for 3 years. I'd totally go with any
Yeah.
of them. Yeah. Yeah.
It's really tricky.
I've been around the houses on it, and I can't. I think I ended up landing on Simon the Zealot, who's someone we don't talk about a lot. But But having watched The Chosen, and if you haven't seen that TV series, if you're the right age, do watch it.
Yeah.
He had the most huge turnaround because he went from being a Jewish agitator, a terrorist against the Romans. He was one of the Sicarii, who were the people who went around at night attacking kind of Roman positions and killing Roman soldiers in their beds and stuff. And he became a man of peace and followed Jesus. So to put down that dagger in the TV show The Chosen, it displays it, portrays it very well, where he tosses his special curved knife into a lake, and Jesus is just like, you don't need this anymore. It's quite a powerful moment. It's because he had the most radical, I think, change. It'd be really interesting to talk about his life before meeting Jesus and what life looked like after. So yeah, radical change is probably what I'd go for. But you kind of, I suppose the stock answer would be you want Peter, because it felt like Peter and John were like some of his closest.
I think,
the best,
think
maybe.
if I was given the choice, I'd go to dinner with them. Simon Peter or John. But I'd still have that kind of curiosity over Judas.
Ooh.
I'd like to know, not on it, because the reason he did it was of kind of evil and whatnot, but I'd like to know how he thought about it after. Like, once he'd done it, what was going through his mind.
Yeah, he kills himself not too long after.
No, but like straight after, how was that?
So interesting. Well, yeah, I don't know anything about how it worked and how much despair he was in, and like whether did he have to do it? Did he lose free will? He he had free will to choose to do what he did. Yeah. But I feel like even a conversation, like the most basic conversation with him about grace and why Jesus is dying, I think we could have it's ridiculous. Like we're doing alternative history with the Bible. I think a serious conversation with someone who knew what they're talking about in terms of grace could have saved Judas and said, no, don't kill yourself. No, you need to understand, this had to happen. You're responsible for your choice in betraying Jesus. It had to happen. Someone had to betray him, I guess, to lead him to the cross. Yeah. It's part of the story, even though it's wrong that you did it. But Jesus' forgiveness is total, and anything you've done can be laid down at the foot of the cross. But because he's living in the moment of the cross, I guess he didn't see the long
that's true.
term view. Could he save Judas? Could he come back to the fold? I guess the disciples would have a really hard time forgiving him because betrayal, personal friend. But then that's actually what faith's about. That's what Jesus is about, forgiving people no matter what they've done. Because we are. It's really interesting. That's a great question.
That was a very good.
You know what? Dinner with Judas, on Good Friday night. That would be a interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like it might be a bit life or death. But wow, what a.
You just literally be sitting on the edge of your seat, that
could be an interesting conversation. Goodness me. Anyway, yeah. So. Wow.
Yeah.
I like that one. That felt like a bit of a lighter question, actually. I think it's quite a heavy question.
We're going to go even deeper.
Oh, great. Oh, wow. Number 3.
There you go. Prepare yourselves.
Is plastic surgery a sin? Did this come from the young people?
This came from my relative young person.
Oh, very
my
good.
My younger brother.
Very, very good.
I think this is just on a whim. I think this was on New Year's Eve.
Hey, yes, that's a time for deep and philosophical questions. Is plastic surgery a sin? Well, the first thing to say is the Bible doesn't say anything about it.
No.
Well, not directly because it wasn't a thing. Have you got a thought, mate?
I spent some time thinking about it. I think, obviously, we're all made in the image of God, and God made us personally. So in that point of view, it is harder to kind of comprehend it if you're kind of changing the person God wanted you to be. But then I thought,
interesting thought.
If you've been involved in a quite horrible accident,
oh yeah,
and you need that, I'd say there's no problem with that because you're trying to be back to the person you were before, and that's plastic surgery. I don't.
Yeah, oh no, and that's that's fair. Medical advances, is God against medicine? No, I don't think so. I mean, I could be wrong. This is my thought. But then,
in which case, I took paracetamol this morning.
Interesting. My daughter has had plastic surgery. So she had a little accident and fell off. It's a very minor surgery, but when she was very little, she tripped off her high chair because she was in her tights and smooth wood.
Yeah.
And smooth wooden like step up to a high chair, and she split her lip, bless her. So went to the A&E and what have you, and it's quite a good split. She's done a good job of really hurting herself, bless her, but she was very brave, which was ace. But yeah, when they had a chat, I said, "Oh yeah, she'll have to go to the plastic surgery unit up at local big hospital." And she had an operation, a general anaesthetic, which is obviously when they're very little, it's quite a scary process to go through for us. Bless her, but no, they did a cracking job, and that was again restoring to, because it was a facial injury. It was restoring back to kind of where she was before the accident. I wouldn't see that as sinful, but I wonder probably the questions maybe more geared at optional plastic surgery where it's not sort of a medical sort of advance.
So for your own kind of chasing beauty standards.
I've never had any plastic surgery. Have you?
No, can't say I have.
Not yet. Wait and see. I think I can't answer this question. I don't think either of us can. We can only answer for ourselves. God definitely doesn't see it as a sin medically speaking. For anything else, I just don't know. I think
on a personal note, I think obviously, like if that's your cup of tea, fine. But it's like I think like God made you to be pretty the way you are, and we should
be
kind
so
of cherish
boring
that.
if we were all the same.
Yeah.
But I don't know if someone's like mentally really struggling because they really hate an aspect of themselves that could be changed by surgery. Yeah. Does that would that form the basis of like God's love for them by having that option for them to do it? I don't know.
Yeah, interesting.
I do know it's really expensive, and I think God's more into like us giving away money rather than spending it and saving it ourselves. So that maybe
if you know any Christian plastic surgeons or plastic surgeons generally,
man.
Get in touch.
Absolutely get in touch. Yeah, do you think it's a sin? Yeah, I overtly don't think it is. So I've known people who have had things done, like friends and stuff, and I've never kind of thought to myself like how horrific that is and how against God that is. My gut reaction isn't like I'm not that. It's not a burning issue for me.
No.
But yeah.
That's really interesting.
Medically, I definitely think it's a part of modern medicine. I wouldn't see that as a sin personally. But I'd just say to anyone who was contemplating plastic surgery, like, God loves you exactly how you are and made you how you are. Maybe coming to terms with the journey of coming to terms with what God's given you in terms of the physical, maybe that journey is more important than changing it. It's easy for me to say because I am a physical perfect specimen, so I've never needed to contemplate it. But
should be a model.
You know what? I was a child model very, very briefly. Wedding clothes, very, very long, boring story. It was like 2 fashion shows.
I would really like to see those photos.
It's so funny. They disappeared at some point. I just don't know how they happened.
Tell you what, should we get us to like what? 10 million subscribers and Greg will redo these.
If you're paying for the suit hire, I will strut that catwalk. No, I think I might have been like just about on the cusp of school when I did it. So it was literally Greg walked to the end of that thing and turned back and walked back again. So I don't think it was. It wasn't quite Kate Moss kind of pouting and kind of Anyway, moving on.
Wow. Next on.
This is a good question. This came in very recently, didn't it?
Yeah, last night.
Yeah. Oh my word! It's a great question, heavy question.
Special shout out to the person that gave this one in. Here we go.
Absolutely smashed out of the park for asking this great question. Is the devil only evil because we don't show him love? Should we love him more? Wow. So is he only bad because he's not shown love?
Yeah.
And it could kind of maybe not dissimilar to the Judas conversation earlier. Like if he was presented with another narrative, would that change things for him?
It reminds me of like some films where it's like someone is so unloved that they become bad.
Yeah.
And then as soon as someone shows them care and affection, I think that's pretty much every cartoon movie ever. But as soon as someone gives them a hug or whatnot, they're like magically come back from the grave.
Well, love is transformative. So it's a good question because the root of that is, could love transform the devil? And that's a great question because love transforms all of us. whether it's God's love or God's love through other
So the
people.
question is if the devil was walking around the high streets of Northallerton, and we went up to him and showed him love,
Give him a big hug.
would that change anything?
That's a good. The first part of the question is the devil only evil because we don't show him love? No, is the answer. I don't think so.
No.
This can't be a definitive answer because I'm not God. But that's not the reason. Our lack of love for him isn't the reason, because he existed as an angel before humans did.
Yeah.
He appears in our narrative at the Garden of Eden right at the start, so he clearly existed before. I'm guessing
It is. So it's the devil is both an evil being and what is inherently evil.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you can, and I was chatting about some of the example I gave was in the case of someone doing a murder, you can ignore the action and love the person and people involved and say, you've made a mistake, God loves you. What I could never say is I love what has just happened.
Of course, yeah.
And that's evil.
Love the sinner, hate the sin, yeah.
So I can never
Yeah.
love evil, I can love sinners, if that
You
makes
can,
sense.
well, because we're sinners too, but like, you can never love the evil act itself.
Hate
And
the sin, love the sinner.
Yeah. And so, for example, in the example you gave of the murderer, there'll still be consequences for the choice. So I'd still wish them to go through, in our case, in our culture, I'd still wish the murderer to go through the justice system, and maybe that ends in prison for a long time. The person can still be loved and is lovable, and love can transform them. So you can have justice and love. So for the enemy, the only reason he's evil is a lack of our love. No, definitely not, because he existed before we did. What's really interesting is the Bible hasn't got loads of references to the devil. He is referred to. He's just not a major kind of factor in everything. There we go. He's there at the beginning of our story, human story.
Yeah.
But the Bible spends very little time focusing on him, which is interesting, because I think God wants us to take him seriously, to fight sin in our lives.
Yeah.
Also, I think there's not an over focus on him in the Bible, because I don't think God wants us to overly worry to the point where we can't function. So it's clear that he's the father of lies, he's a murderer, he's the deceiver, he's like a bad force, but the Bible's really clear, and this is the bottom line. Jesus has already won the victory over him. So he's already defeated. So now he's just sort of
It's like
a dying power.
Yeah, the forces of evil are big, but the force of God is so much bigger.
Yeah. The battle's still raging in our lives, so it's worth taking him seriously, because he's going down, he's defeated, but he will take every human down with him that he can. And that means, causing sin, upsetting people, bringing damage, bringing hurt, bringing evil, bringing
Spiritual
death
warfare,
where he can. So spiritual warfare is very real, but I think God wants us to remember that he's already won the final victory. So that's maybe why there's not an over-focus on the Bible. So we haven't got loads and loads and loads of information on him. I will say a couple of bits that I looked up.
Do you want me to read the first one?
Read the passage for us from Luke 10.
So Luke 10:17, the 72 returned with joy and said, Lord, even the demons submit to us in your name.
And he replied, it's part of the same one, sorry. He replied, I saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven. I have given you authority to trample on snakes and scorpions and to overcome all the power of the enemy. Nothing will harm you. However, don't rejoice that the spirits, that's the demons, submit to you, but rejoice that your names are written in heaven.
So it kind of says very clearly, however, do not rejoice that the spirits submit to you.
Yeah. Jesus is sending out his disciples to go and pray for people, to heal people and to cast out demons. And they're like, even the demons submitted to us. And he's like, well, the demons submitted to God, God's power in you. It's not you per se. And Jesus gives us this tiny little snippet. I saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven. There's a lot more to be said there, isn't there? Like, it's missing a lot of information. What we can understand from the Bible is that he was an angel, one of God's created angels, that was there to worship and serve God. And he and a number of other angels decided to rebel and revolt, and God cast him down like a bolt of lightning, like Jesus said. He rejected God and wanted to go his own way. And funnily enough, it's kind of the same choice that Adam and Eve make at Eden, mate. That don't eat the fruit from this tree of knowledge, or you'll surely die. It's one rule we gave you, and they broke it. And I think, the devil somehow, I don't know how it works, I don't know what happened, but clearly the devil, Lucifer, sometimes his name's given, he has some kind of choice to follow God or not, and he chooses to go his own way. And this is the fall of the angels. Yeah.
It's the extreme case of us, isn't it? It's like we have the choice to follow God, and we can choose whether to or to not do it.
Yeah.
We can fall down the path of darkness, and that's the devil did that, fell down that extraordinarily.
Yeah, it seems like our situation is redeemable because we sin every day. We fall into that trap every day and make mistakes. But God, Jesus' sacrifice is enough, and we can be forgiven every day if we submit to him. But it feels like, I guess what the question is poking at is the devil's fall like permanent?
Yeah, like if we all opened our hearts to evilness and sin, would it leave? Yeah, like if we showed enough love to everything sinful in the world, would it?
Oh yeah, can love transform everything evil? That's a good question. Yeah, and I don't think we could turn the devil around by loving.
Only God could do that.
Him.
And he even chose to get rid of him.
Well, yeah. So he said you got a choice. You got free will. I guess did angels have free will? I have no idea. You could write a series of books on that. But I don't think our love could turn Satan around because our lack of love didn't cause it in the first place. Is he redeemable? Is the devil redeemable? Could he be brought back to God? That's between him and God. I've got absolutely no idea.
Yeah, I so above us that it's.
Yeah, it's literally above our pay grade, man. Yeah, but no, I don't think so.
This is kind of senior pastor stuff.
You know what? We have a guest speaker in next week. No, I think should we love the devil? No, because he's the father of lies, the deceiver and the destroyer, and he's there to destroy us and pull us to hell. So
hate the sin, love the sinner.
Yeah, absolutely. But because he embodies sin itself, that's really hard to do.
Yeah.
I think my advice would be, I haven't got a clue. Let's leave the devil to God to redeem. That's up to him. I don't know if that's ever possible. I don't think it is. But that's not for me to make the call. No. I know our instructions are really clear. Is to put on the full armour of God every day to resist temptation, to resist the devil and all of his evil plans against us. So our job's to stay close to Jesus and not keep the devil
devil's
away.
Already been defeated, like you said. He's trying to drag us down. Don't let it happen.
Yeah, and so don't you? Yeah, Mr. or Mrs. Questioner, do not worry. Your job is not to try and love the devil back into God's kingdom. That's for God to do that.
Yeah,
you got to resist him and fight against him. That's your one enemy, really.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, and when you pray, good stuff happens. When you pray, the enemy, the devil, flees away and isn't involved. So when you've got bad situations in your life, pray about it, bring Jesus into it. That's my advice.
Absolutely.
That's an unanswerable question, but I'm very glad we talked about that.
We've chatted about it. We've maybe added more questions to a question, but there's not much more we could go on there.
No, I'm really happy about that.
Yeah.
So we just come back from our break, sort of Christmas and New Year's
couple of
break.
Weeks off. Yeah.
Yeah, bit of peace. And how was time off, and how was the return back, Mr. Toby?
Time off was good, but I am so extraordinarily extroverted that by the end of the holidays, I needed to be around people.
Back people again. Yeah.
I love my family beyond anything, but
some external input would be good to the house, kind of thing. Yeah, interesting. Yeah,
I like doing things but come to the bottom end of the holiday, I came into church on my holiday break. I was needed to do things.
Oh no, we tend to. It's hard. It's really hard. Yeah, working for a church and like having time off. Because when you're not there, you want to be in church because it's really important to you. So often actually, to be fair, we love to visit other churches sometimes on our time off, which is really interesting and good, so you can still have that fellowship and connectedness to God with people, but without a lot of the baggage of, oh Greg, could you just do this for me or answer this or find this for me. No, it was good. It was very good to have a break, and I really enjoyed Christmas period with all the Advent kind of prep, Chris Dingle and the personal studies that came out through church as well. So help me stay connected over the Advent season. It's a really, really busy season, to be fair. So
but no,
it's back.
We're good to be back. New year, podcasts and all sorts coming
Podcasting.
up.
Yeah,
And
it was a
then
joy.
hopefully a hint at a live podcast in a couple of months.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
You mentioned that the other day, so people could actually be there and ask questions in person,
Ask
maybe,
it
or
right there.
That's
Lovely.
really excited about that.
More to come.
More to come. And more questions next week. Well, yeah, we've sort of had a week or so off, and we'll get back into a rhythm again now that everything's back in full swing. And keep those questions coming. We love getting serious ones and silly
Anybody
ones.
can. It doesn't just have to be the youth. It's whoever's listening.
Absolutely.
Pop a comment in.
Yeah.
We will.
We can chat about free will. We can talk about Star Wars some more.
Yeah.
I don't mind. Or what
Talk about Star Wars and free will.
Yeah. Whoa. What kind of puppy is our favourite breed of dog? We've got all sorts of things we can discuss.
If Star Wars was a long time ago, was there God in Star Wars?
Oh, I mean, oh my word. I think George Lucas had a lot of monastic, but also quite a lot of Buddhist kind of influence in the way he saw the Jedi and creating them. So,
Question for another time.
Is God the Force? Is the Force God in their universe?
George Lucas, if you're listening.
Oh, the theology of Star Wars. Is there a book out there? That's the spirituality and theology. Yeah, I'm going to find that out. Anyway, we'll talk about Star Wars all day.
Yes. Well, we've reached an end.
Thanks for listening and send us more questions.
Confused?
We are too. So are we.
So are we. We are confused.
I fluffed that. Brilliant.